Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we're going to be covering all of the new JPEX units, along with the new espers. There's actually two of them that were released at the same time, the UR version and the free MR Esper as well. You may notice my background's a little bit weird right now. We are kind of cleaning and rearranging, getting ready for my mom to come by. So for those of you that know my mom, she goes by Soul Surfing Mama V on Twitch. She is going to be spending some time with us, and she will be joining us for some videos here in the near future. Hope you guys are excited. Let's dig in. So full disclosure, I have only really glanced at these units. I wanted to jump in with you guys so you can kind of get my first impressions here. Now, of course, the first one that we have is going to be Elaphicalus, something like that. Y'all, you know, I mean, someone's gonna correct me. That's okay. But if you guys aren't familiar with this creature, this was a boss in the original Brave Exvius. I do know that much. Now, he is going to be a attack-based Esper. He comes with disable resistance and 19 agility. So this Esper is going to be extremely powerful, extremely fast. Whenever it comes out in global, it is going to be meta, no doubt. Taking a look at the skill tree, Earth attack up, Pierce attack up, comes with accuracy, critical damage, missile resistance, all of the things that you would want in something that is going to go on King Oberon, right? Now, of course, he even has Nether Beast Killer, so this will be an essential raid Esper as well. This is probably, and I'm gonna categorize this as the most important Esper to come out since Bahamut, probably, is what I would just say. The fact that it has 19 agility on it, the fact that it has Nether Beast Killer, it's going to be an Esper that's going to be utilized a lot, and I can't wait to use it. Now, he does come with an amazing VC as well. Of course, this is going to kind of buff the Earth element quite substantially, and whenever I look at this, I'm thinking about Global Zazan, right, who just came out in Global, and I'm thinking about how powerful this could be with like a King Oberon Zazan combination team. Probably Eileen as well, since this does give Earth Elemental units Pierce Attack plus 35. The individual effect, it gives Maneater plus 10 and HP plus 5%. It also gives party-wide, all right, party-wide, it gives single target resistance 20, which is very good. And it gives agility 8%, and the individual VC itself has agility on it. So it's like a sick combination of Odin and Black Rose Helena and some like, it's just beautiful. This is a beautiful VC, and I personally cannot wait. It is a little weird. I guess I always thought the Mineral Beast was an ice elemental monster in the original Brave Exvius. A little weird, but maybe they just changed it to be a mineral beast and not like an ice beast. A little hard to tell there. We do have another Esper as well, Hakuryu the White Dragon. Gonna be very cool. Not the best Esper in the world. I would say this Esper kind of falls in the category of light element Esper that you might equip in a situation where you are going to be fighting dark element units, because the only mods it's really going to have that are beneficial, I would say, are going to be Magic Attack, Dark Killer, Magic Up, TP Up, and Slash Resistance. Still not terrible, but not the best when you're comparing it to other Espers and his kind of UR counterpart. His Esper ability is kind of a little lackluster as well. He is going to be primarily a magic Esper. Agility 15, pretty mediocre, I would say. He does get 20% stun resistance though, which is going to be the first Esper that actually adds stun resistance, and it's really nice that we're finally seeing stun resistance in the game. King Oberon, of course, was the first unit added to the game with stun resistance, so I'm hoping to see some things going on here. You might actually be equipping this Esper just for the stun resistance, because King Oberon has a huge wide range attack that does do stun, so you might be trying to build maybe a magic-based unit to survive the stun from that, because I imagine the stun could be just quite fatal. Now, in terms of the VC that came out, he is beautifully done in terms of the artwork, and I actually think this VC is probably never going to see use. And there's a couple reasons for that. It does have attack 74, magic 82, dex 45. So it is a hybrid element card. So there may be a specific situation, right, where maybe you need like a hybrid element VC. But the light element party bonus is going to be HP 15%. We already have other VCs that give the HP 25% that are used a lot. Gives dark resistance 15%. I could see this being used, as well as critical hit rate. Maybe in combination with like King Rob or something. Like if you need a magic unit, like one magic unit or something, and then the rest of your light element comp is physical. Maybe that's a situation where you would use this, but it's a little bit blurry. The individual buff is going to be magic 15% and accuracy 15. So again, a little blurry. You have to keep in mind that Jaden is also out in JP as well. I wouldn't see Jaden. I mean, you could see Jaden equipping this. I don't think it would be anywhere near best in slot for him though. Now let's talk about the armor that released with the raid as well. It does give 50% berserk and charm resistance for 3 turns to Dragoons only. This is going to be a farm one of, right? But very cool looking and very great to have berserk and charm resistance as well. Salire, Adelard, and Naiah are the units that got their EX versions, and they're pretty interesting actually. Let's start with Salire, and then we'll jump into Adelard. And for those of you that are already planning on skipping Naiah, do not skip Naiah, because Naiah actually has a unique EX ability that is, I would say, potentially pretty important. So you're definitely not going to want to skip Naiah. So hang tight here. Salire is going to get some initial AP up. She's going to get 48 magic. You know, she's going to get some of the good stuff. Lots of magic, a little bit of HP here, only 388. And then she's also going to get 200. So she's not going to be the biggest HP unit in the world, but with a magic at 515, she is going to be pretty powerful and comparable to other kind of base magic units that we are running in the game right now. For her skills, she gets a passive upgrade to magic power up level 1, which is very nice. It actually gives magic resistance penetration 20 to 40 for self. Let me enlarge it here so you can see it a little bit better. So you'll be setting that no matter what, and then you'll probably be setting shadow running as well. Taking a look at the abilities that got buffed from her, Flare got buffed, and interestingly, I like this version of Flare's buff compared to the version that Medina got. This version of Flare is going to seal counter on your opponent. 100% chance for 3 turns. So again, we're seeing a lot of these counter seal abilities, and I am excited for them. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a great way to kill Yunas, and it's a great way to kind of mess with that world. Now, her unique ability that she's going to be getting is the same range, I believe, or it's 1 range larger than Flare, sorry. It's 185%, and the cast time is going to be 360, so it is going to cast quite quickly. It's going to be 185% modifier, lightning element attack, single target, but it is going to decrease single target resistance 30 for 3 turns to target. Very powerful. Anything that decreases single target resistance is always going to be important, especially if you are doing content like raids or potentially going against a single content unit in PvE. Now, whether or not Salir EX is going to be viable in comparison with like Cloud and the other lightning units that were released that recently have mastery abilities, I don't know. I do think you could make her viable, but I don't know really how powerful that would be. I think really the Salir EX is going to be nice for just busting out that lightning MR mission that is coming out. Adelard, best boy, all of you guys know it. This is the husbando of all husbandos here. EX board stats, initial AP and magic 37. He's getting a chunky amount of HP here. Lots of magic attack, the usual stuff that you would expect to see. His magic is actually at 579. His magic is actually higher than Salire's with his EX version, which is crazy to me. He also has crazy resistances. For those that don't look at Adelard very often, he has naturally 15% slash resistance, 25% pierce and missile resistance, and he's 10% weak to fist and magic. So he has some crazy resistances in his kit. Let's take a look at his skills though, because his skills, from what I saw, because this was the unit that I like dove in and really looked at, these are crazy to me. Initial AP up, one of the best passives I think from Red Mages that you can set, becomes the Crimson Ban, and the Crimson Ban doubles the effect of initial AP up, so it gives plus 30 instead of plus 15, and it gives magic up 30% for himself. It is a huge buff, and I think this will enable him to just obliterate his opponents. More jamming thrust is really what the world is after here. Now, speaking of jamming thrust, his jamming thrust did get an upgrade. And I know all of you guys are probably trying to spam Oron J's emote of jamming thrust right now. I apologize. We are on YouTube. We are not on Twitch. But the upgraded jamming thrust is going to seal counter as well. And again, I think this is extremely powerful, extremely viable, and it's a great addition to his kit. Now, jamming thrust is one of the highest range height abilities in the game, and so it will kind of be very easy to block the counter ability of your opponents. Then you have, I believe it is Fyraga Demon. It is going to be a Fyraga casted attack at max cast time of 360, minimum time of 120, and it's going to be 185% modifier, AoE height 1, range height 1, and it will decrease magic attack 40 for 3 turns to target. You know, Adelard has to survive in order to make this be effective, right? And part of the problem with Adelard is that he does have weakness to magic, so he has to survive long enough to get in range to cast this on a magic user. This could be for something like Jaden or potentially other units who are like missile based or magic based but aren't casting magic spells. Could be very viable, but again, I almost feel like the slow from rain was more universal for his Fyraga, so I'm a little disappointed in this job level 25 ability. However, let's not skimp on Naiah. Let's take a look at Naiah and we'll find out why she's so unique. And of course, Naiah gets no agility from her EX kit. So she was already the slowest unit in the game, and she didn't get an agility buff, which, I don't know, is weird to me. It's weird to me that they would not do that, but I'm sure they have their reasons, and it's probably because of the idea that she has such a powerful job level 25 ability that she's gonna be pretty monstrous. You can see her magic is at 649, so she has a lot of magic too. That almost sounds like a mistake. I almost wonder if there's a mistake made here, because you can see, well, maybe not. 218, 76, 18, 179. This math might be off here. I'm gonna have to look in that, but look into the resistances here of negative 35% on everything except magic for 5%. So where does Naiah really come in here? Well, Naiah comes in with her job level 25 ability. She gets a buff to Curaga, she gets a buff to regen. Regen, she can kind of cast anywhere on the map. Curaga is going to restore CT 100 for allies, which is very similar to the Carbuncle effect ability. But where it really comes in here is she gets access to Reflect. Now, the Reflect magic skills for 3 turns to allies, and it's going to increase healing power by herself for 3 turns. So being able to cast Reflect on your units, I mean, that's pretty powerful. I could see Naiah becoming a live PvP monster, depending on, you know, if you're going into a magic matchup, you better have viability to counter Naiah. And that sounds so weird to say, because you would never think, oh, I need to think around Naiah. But the fact that she's given Reflect and that's like her own unique thing is very cool and very effective. And this is what I really like to see with the EX units that are released on the JP side when they do come out, is that they do get their unique benefits, right? Like there's usually an identity that's associated with them, and Naiah having Reflect is, I feel, a pretty good, almost like identifier for her of, you know, how effective she could be as a unit. Anyway, everybody, I hope this sneak peek got you guys pretty excited for what's coming out on the JP side. That is the purpose of these videos, because I know a lot of people don't really know what's coming on the JP side, and we want them to be excited, right? I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna get up early. If you're watching this early in the morning, I'm probably already driving to the airport to pick up Soul Surfing Mama V. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you do want to support me, you can use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. Even if you are not buying Amazon coins, before you check out on Amazon, go to dig.gs/coins and then check out from that link. Just like go up and check out like you normally would, and it does support me. So thank you so much to everybody that does that, and have a great rest of your day.